And good morning and welcome to the VSA Capital 5-Minute Morning Miner. It's Thursday, May the 26th. Morning, Paul. How are you?
I am well, thank you. It's not raining. That's a good thing.
Yep, no, the sun is shining. I had a very good day at the Mellow events yesterday. Not many mining companies there. High net worths that go to that struggle a little bit with mining. The only one that was there was Godolphin Exploration, which is a Cornish exploration company that we are about to pre-IPO and then we'll probably IPO in the autumn. It's actually a very interesting situation run by Mark Thompson, who is the man who knows everything about tin and knows all about Cornwall. If you've got any interest in that, then do obviously, certainly in the pre-IPO, let me know. Although I don't think we're going to have a problem doing it. It's very, very popular. We've obviously today got the government trying to cover up Partygate by putting in a windfall tax probably and then giving us all cheap energy bills, which is just ludicrous, frankly. But there you go. We don't even get me going on this government at the moment. Boris the clown is just such an idiot. Paul, let's turn to mining. What do you want to kick off with today?
Oh, we should start out with our client, the VSA London client, Sierra Madre Gold and Silver, buying a mine from TSX-listed First Majestic Silver, a mothballed, or I should say care and maintenance silver operation in Mexico called La Guitarra. Sierra Madre, total consideration $35 million to purchase it. 69 million shares, deemed at a value of 65 cents a share, would give First Majestic essentially control of Sierra Madre with a holding of 47% in the company after the deal is done. It's got two underground operation centers and a flotation mill with a capacity of 500 tons per day. So it's quite the advanced project. It does have reserves and resources, and some of the members of Sierra Madre management actually worked at La Guitarra a decade ago. So it's not like the project is unfamiliar to them already.
I think it's got a big tailings dump as well, isn't it, that could actually be re-looked at, and actually a lot of silver come out of that. Isn't that correct, Paul?
Well, any tailings at all that might be available certainly would be potentially economic to retreat in any event, whether it's big or small. The question just is, how does it fit into the restart sequence of the mine?
Yeah. Look, you know, silver in Mexico is a great place to be. Sadly, this is TSX. Maybe we'll eventually get them over to London as well as dual list. We've obviously talked a lot on this podcast about Guanajuato Silver as well. Both fantastic companies, both fantastic managements. You know, it's the best way to get exposure to silver, which we're pretty bullish on as well. Currently trading at about $22, but I see upside to $30 personally. How about you, Paul?
Well, all I can say is that it's going to be higher still.
Yeah. Well, that's positive. Right. I'll tell you what, one of the companies which I really like, but I always say it's impossible to get hold of the CEO, but Jubilee Metals, new chairman today.
Yes, that's right. Colin Bird is stepping down as chairman, and Mr. Ali Oliveira is stepping into the role of chairman. There's also some strategic changes here around the management of the business, with Petra Kovacevic moving into as chief strategy officer to combine the various initiatives they have and advance them. They have, of course, operations in South Africa and base metals activity of some significance up there in Zambia. Also, new CFO with Pete Van Coller joining the group. As Petra is leaving that role to take the CSO position. So, changes underway at Jubilee, and maybe it also means we can talk to him more often.
All right, let's also have a little view, if you don't mind, on the strategic alliance between Ceres Mineral Resources and EV Metals. I know that Charlie Long, who used to work for me a long time ago, actually, is involved there. What's your view there, Paul?
Well, that's an interesting one. It is something that it's essentially a reconfirmation of something that they had established several months ago, actually. And I guess through all the thick and thin of the details and so forth, it's meant to vertically integrate the EV raw materials battery strategy to get Saudi-based chemicals and Cyprus-mined base metals up into the EU without having to go through the tariff regulations and so or difficulties that externally imported materials might have to go through. So it's essentially a win-win sort of situation if they can make it work between Keras and EV Metals.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in Cyprus at the moment. There's a lot of little companies. It does need a little bit of sorting out. Anyway, Charlie, if you're listening, give me a buzz, your old boss. What else do you want to talk about, Paul?
Well, we did have the formal announcement of Tharisa, the PGM producer in South Africa that's dual listed. They did formally put their interims out, and they had tipped the market before in the last day or two that they would be better than expected, and they have been at this point. In layman's terms, the production is up, earnings are up, revenue is up, dividend is up. What can you say bad about that?
Yep, very good. What else can you say?
And expect more ahead. I think it's interesting to see how Tharisa is essentially moving ahead with greening up, what you call greening up the operation, with things like adding solar production or solar photovoltaics in order to help offset the unfortunate intermittency from time to time from Eskom, the national utility. But it also helps change the scenario on mining. They're also testing out biofuels and hydrogen fuel cell type activity for the mining fleet, operating fleet. So a lot of things going on in that regard.
All sounds fantastic. I have to say, South Africa have a novel way for people to save energy. It's called, just don't supply energy half the day, which is what Eskom does, and that way you save on your bills. Fantastic. Why don't you try that, Bojo?
I think they're trying that here. I don't think too many people like that necessarily.
Well, give a load of strikes, and that'll be the way it is. Look, on that note, before I start ranting and raving about bloody Conservative Party, let's call it a day, and we'll speak again tomorrow, Paul.
Very good. We'll see you then.